Another thing in Red Dead 1 that I loved was the writing. One of the best cutscenes in the game is, and there's so many great cutscenes in this game, the first encounter with the Marshal Johns, I believe is his name. John walks into the deputy's office, and the guy who's like working there is half asleep, and he's like talking shit to John, and he gets ready to pull out his gun. And before he pulls it out, John already has his gun out. And the guy who's in prison there, he's like, shoot him, shoot him. And then the marshal comes in and he's like, what's going on here? And John's like, this guy, I'm just looking at a guy who gives marshals a bad name. And he's like, son, put the gun down. And he puts the gun down and John puts it away. It's just, and after that, like the writing in this game, and the same thing with the second one. The writing in these games. I mean, I don't want to say it's all up to Dan Houser, though he does have his name written all over this and the second game. The writing in these games are phenomenal. They're so damn poetic. And minor spoiler, I love when John gets kind of introspective. And he's like, when he's asked by Louisa or Bonnie, he's like, you know, I had two of my favorite lines on different occasions. He was like, I have a son and I had a daughter, but she died. And he was like, I have a son at home and a daughter in heaven. Like, oh my God. Kind of from cultural osmosis, I always thought John Marston was like a badass, like kind of douchey character, because that was my impression of him from the second game. But in this first game, when it's just him, he is his main motivation in this game, all the kind of violent and bad things he does, his main motivation is his family. And when you compare the character that John is in Red Dead 1 and the character he's in 2, it's insane. It's night and day. And I'm always the kind of guy where it's like, don't do prequels. It can really mess up the story. It's funny though, because some of my favorite stories ever in games, Red Dead 2, Devil May Cry 3, are prequels. Those games are how you do prequels well. And I want to talk about John again. He's so awesome.